Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got wonderful news, because Pokemon over in Japan has decided to reveal just a couple of the secret rares from Sword and Shield 10, Space Juggler and Time Gazer. What they've gone and shown are really the two kind of headline supporters from the set, Adaman and Irida, coming in as lovely full art cards. It is worth pointing out that they will be coming in as rainbow rare cards in the set as well, and they will look exactly the same, but instead of a lovely full art with a lovely background, they'll just be kind of boring rainbow. But, you know, they're there, and that's lovely. So, if we start off having a little bit of a look at Irida here, I like this card. Also, it's an interesting note that both of these are basically just redos of existing cards for different types. So, what we've got from Irida here is search your deck for a water Pokemon, add an item, reveal them, and put them into your hand. It's Korrina. Now, Korrina was a fighting Pokemon and an item, but other than that, Irida is literally just Korrina, but coming in for water Pokemon. And it's kind of weird, because on the one hand, Korrina saw a whole bunch of play, so you would think that Irida would as well. And that is a perfectly sensible thing to say. And on the other hand, Korrina really fit in a way that I'm not entirely sure this will. You see, I played a whole bunch of Korrina, right, in a whole bunch of different decks, but they were decks like Donphan. And the thing you'll notice about Donphan is that Donphan is Stage 1, single energy. So oftentimes an item card in a Pokemon would be enough. Also played it a lot with Mean Xiao. Stage 1 Pokemon, single energy. That's where Korrina really shined. Because sure, you wouldn't be getting much every turn, but just a Pokemon and an energy to keep you ticking over, get what you needed, that actually worked. Water Pokemon aren't really like that. Water Pokemon have stuff like Frostmoth that lets you accelerate as much energy as you like, but one Pokemon and one item might not do it. We see one of the big engines for water decks at the moment being Melanie, lets you attach a water energy from your discard to one of your Pokemon V, and then draw 3 cards. And what I'm getting at with Irida here is, this is a very good card, and I don't think there's much argument against it, but it's a very situational card, and I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm not sure it's going to work like Korrina worked, because water decks don't work like fighting decks work. And that makes me a little bit sad. As for Adaman here, in order to play this card, you must discard 2 metal energy from your hand, search your deck for any 2 cards, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. Oh, it's Crash Awake. This is Crash Awake, but for metal rather than for water. Crash Awake let you discard any 2 water energy from your hand, and then search for any 2 cards you liked. This is that for metal Pokemon. And I'm kind of thinking the opposite here, because Crash Awake was very much a niche card, and I think this could end up being a whole bunch better. But it's a little bit awkward. Like, at the moment, one of the best cards we've got for something like this is Metal Saucer. Because basically, you've got Metal Saucer, which accelerates a metal energy from your discard to one of your bench metal Pokemon. So here, you discard 2 energy with, well, this. And then what you actually could do is just search for 2 Metal Saucer, and then immediately attach both of them, or use both of them to attach energy. And this is like accelerating 2 energy, which is clearly a little bit nuts. It's better than other supporters that accelerate energy. Or you could search for any other 2 cards and just kind of wait. Wait for Metal Saucer to come around naturally. Wait to draw into it, etc, etc. The point is, searching for any 2 cards is super strong. And sure, you got to discard 2 metal energy to do it. But that's not always necessarily the worst thing in the world. Of course, what you really want to do here is head on over to Expanded. In Expanded, we got the Metal Lynx Bronzong. Once during your turn, you may attach a metal energy from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon. And it's any bench Pokemon, not just metal. And it's once per turn. And this is clearly awesome. So, if anyone's playing Bronzong in Expanded, I'm not sure many people are. But if anyone is playing Bronzong in Expanded, this is nutty good, ladies and gentlemen. Really very, very good indeed. Plus, of course, you've got Metal being quite good at the moment. We see some Mew decks are playing, they're all playing Genesect, but some of them are now playing Genesect with Metal Energy, so you can actually attach with Genesect. And you've got to think that in a deck like that, playing this as a 1 or 2 of could be fun. And you've got to remember that nowadays, when you're looking at supporter cards, we've got Luminion. So you can always, quick ball for Luminion and then play that to search whichever supporter card it is that you actually want. That would totally work. We still, for a little while, got Eldegoss, which will let you put any supporter card you like from your discard pile into your hand. A lot of people are still playing Drizzile until it rotates out, which lets you search for any trainer card, or Inteleon that lets you search for any 2, or Arceus V-Star. Now, Arceus V-Star is a bit of a weird one, because it lets you kind of search for any 2 cards you want. But if you use Arceus to search for your Irida here, as long as 2 of the cards you want are a Pokemon and an item card, specifically a water Pokemon and an item card, you can actually use this to get Starburst searching you 3 cards rather than 2, because one of your cards is Irida, which turns into 2 cards. So we're in a format at the moment where one-off supporters are thriving. Robin Schultz, who went and won Liverpool Regionals with, it was nominally a single-strike Urshifu deck, but one of the things it did was play the Inteleon engine to just play a whole bunch of different one-off supporters. Because you could search for whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted. It was really kind of awesome. So that's the kind of format we're in at the moment. There were, I think, 9 different one-off supporters in Robin's Liverpool winning list. So when we're playing in a format where there's lots of one-off supporters coming around, something like this could work really, really nicely. But of course that then leads to the other question of, we'll see, we've seen 2 supporters, what else could we see in terms of supporters? Well, there's basically 4 others that we could be getting. So we've got Choi and Zissou. These are your other supporter cards that came around, because they are Pokemon from the Hisui region. They are the ones from Legends Arceus. And that's kind of cool. So, Choi, both players reveal their hand, and then you draw 3 cards. Good if you want to get some information. And then Zissou, draw until you have 1 more card in hand than your opponent. And I adore this as a one-off supporter, because in those situations where your opponent's got like an 8-card hand, this will let you draw until you got 9 cards in hand, which is clearly nuts and awesome. We've then got a couple of older cards, or a couple of older Pokemon, I should say, coming around with cards. We've got Grant, which lets your fighting Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active this turn, which is good. But if it's in your discard pile, you can discard any 2 cards from your hand to put it into your hand. And that does not count as using your supporter. It doesn't use your supporter for the turn. So Grant is an extra 30 damage, which is great. But you can basically guarantee you've always got it when you need it, which is great. And I know I'm not the only one to point this out. The lovely Antoine Boulet has pointed this out as well. But one of the great things about this card is, even if you aren't playing fighting Pokemon, even if that extra 30 damage is completely irrelevant, you're still in a wonderful position where if you really want to discard cards from your hand, this is really, really good. Because what you can essentially do is discard 2 cards from your hand, discard this with something like a Quick Ball, then get it back by discarding another 2 cards from your hand, etc., etc. It's really good. So yeah, this is very good. Oh yeah, also Gardenia's Vigor is, it's also very, very good. Gardenia's Vigor is the one that lets you draw 2 cards and then attach up to 2 grass energy from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon. Does not have to be a grass Pokemon, any Pokemon will do, and you draw the cards before attaching, which means if you don't actually have enough grass energy to attach, you can risk it and potentially try and draw that last grass energy, or maybe even both of them, in order to attach them. It is interesting to note that over in Battle Region, there were free full art supporter cards, and there were free supporters generally, so there is, and that was a single set of course, this is a double set, so if a single set had free full art supporters, then absolutely both of these halves could each have free full art supporters, taking us to 6 in total. I can't show you those full arts, I'm afraid, but there is a very good chance that all these other 4 ones I've shown you get full arts as well. This is good, ladies and gentlemen. Artwork-wise, I really like Irida, she looks kind of cool, but I think Adaman wins the full art support around here. There is an energy there which I find very cool. Plus, I like the background a bit more. Although that tree in Irida's background is kind of cool. I like both of these, I'll be honest with you. I did get Kamado from one of my Battle Region boxes, so maybe I'll get lucky and end up with one of these. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about these both as cards, and about artwork, and about the full art, etc. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.